Back at Jets camp, I'm here with wide receiver Allen Lazard. Allen, I think you were fated to spend your entire career catching footballs from Aaron Rodgers. So I just wanted to ask you, how did you know that he wanted you to come here?
Um, it was more of a mutual discussion, honestly. Um, him figuring out if he wanted to retire, stay in Green Bay, what his next move was. Personally, I knew I was going to take my career somewhere else from Green Bay. And I think we both really just got ended up being lucky having Hackett be here. And I think that was just kind of the cornerstone for both of us to be able to realize, like, hey, we love playing for that coach. And the big thing for us, I think, Sundays are great, but it's the 6 other days of the week that are the real grind. And if you got a coach like Coach Hackett that makes those days a lot more fun and interactive and makes it exciting to wake up and go to meetings and stuff to be around him, then that's really what we're kind of really chasing and makes playing for him, playing for your teammates on Sundays a lot easier.
What is it about Hackett that makes him somebody players want to play for? You might not have heard that in Denver last year, but you're hearing it a lot this year with the Jets.
Yeah, I think it's just his uniqueness, his style of coaching, and really his teaching ability. Um, he just makes plays or your job responsibility easy to learn, easy to memorize. He always has a story. He has a saying. There's some thing that will be able for it to stick with you. So when you're out there on the field and you hear these long plays and you got to listen to like every little detail, like you're remembering, okay, well, for this play, I need to be maybe 1 yard closer with my split, and I need to take my depth a little bit longer, and maybe I need to hold the window a little bit more. And I think he just does a great job of just being A, comfortable in his own skin, but B, just making the language translate and to become fluent in it.
Does he seem wounded after his year in Denver, or is he the same as you remember from Green Bay?
I don't think he will ever change. Obviously last year didn't go the way that he wanted to in Denver or not, but I think that's what makes him so special is that even in the toughest of times, he's still the same person. And I think that shows a lot to his character and just who he is as a man. And I think that sets a great example for, not only just me, but I think other people in the building as well, of just be able to be resilient and persevere through tough times, even though things aren't going your way.
Can you give me an example when I watch practice, you see Aaron probably 20 times during the course of practice go up to one of the tight ends or McCole Hardman or one of the new guys, one of the running backs, and say something to him. Maybe it's a little coaching point or whatever, but give me an example of the type of things that Aaron will teach players here in his new home.
Yeah, I think those are the probably the most important times of the coaching. It's easy to coach when we're watching film and everything, but coaching live on the field after a play has happened and what he's expecting of you, what you did right or what you did wrong, and just getting that instant feedback is huge. And I think he does a really good job of just, just being more softer and coaching and teaching and being more patient with guys. But usually
You mean
those
than he used to be?
than what he used to be for
Okay.
sure. Um,
Why do you think that is?
I think there's it's a 90-man roster. There's what 84 new teammates that he has to that he's trying to get to build that chemistry and rapport with. Um, and in previous years, obviously he's been with the Green Bay for so long that the offense, his cadence, his style of play, 80% of the team already knew it. So when you're coming in as a new player, you have to kind of catch up to the speed of everyone else. Where here, his speed's already so fast, but no one really knows what it is, and so everyone's still feeling it out. So he's kind of had to slow down a little bit and be a little bit more patient in teaching. But I think during practice when he's coming up to guys, those are probably the most important times because whether people want to admit it or not, he does have somewhat of an intimidation factor to him just because of what he's done in his career, who he is as a person, and everything. And so for him to kind of approach you and to say, good job, or, on this, do this a little bit better, just gives that player just more confidence and like, oh, he's going out of his way to talk to me and to coach me up. Like, he must really want to see me be successful. So I think those are huge parts of his coaching and just his ability on the field is to get people more comfortable.
When I think of him, I think of the word precision, because in the NFL, and now you go out here and you facing Sauce Gardner, and you got a really good secondary, and if you were not exactly on what you're supposed to do, there's an excellent chance the ball's going to get deflected or fly out of bounds or whatever. But is that a fair word? And how would you describe that aspect of what he expects out of his receivers?
Yeah, I think precision is a great word. His habits, his routine have been the same since I've known him. His cadence, his footwork before the snap, it's all the same. And I think that doing that in the beginning of the play leads to the same successful results as well. And so, yeah, he's incredibly precise with the accuracy of his throws with everything. And so for us as wide receivers, if you're able to be in the right area at the right time, and what I tell the guys in the room a lot, because as a receiver, you're trying to get open, but you're also trying to make a play and catch the ball. But if all you have to worry about is just being in the right place at the right time, and that the ball's going to be where it needs to be, it takes that pressure way off your shoulders. So just focus on, even if you have bad leverage, of just doing your best job to create separation and just be in the right area at the right time.
Last thing I'll ask you is, it strikes me that you and he and the other former Packers who are here, have really got a difficult job, because you're now in a division, you're going to face Belichick twice. The Bills team that is a contender for the Super Bowl. Miami is very, very good. So not only are you changing conferences, changing divisions, you're in maybe the best division in football. And then, if that's not enough, you got Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes sitting there in January, standing between you and the ultimate prize in this game. So how do you look at all of that? Or do you try not to look at that and just say one day at a time?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a long season, and we're barely a week into camp right now. So we know that the NFL, no matter who you are, any given Sunday, those guys out there on the field are capable of winning a game. So we just got to focus on us right now, and especially during camp, it's just building that chemistry, that rapport, figuring out where guys are more successful at, where guys can develop, and just really just feeling what do we do best. Obviously our goals and aspirations are to be able to win the Super Bowl and then bring the Lombardi Trophy back here, but we can't worry about that right now. I think right now it's more so just about getting better every single day, and then once we get to week 1, we'll focus on week 1, and once we get to week 2, we'll focus on week 2, and not looking too far down the road, because if you do that, then you forget to stay present in today and getting better.
Allen Lazard, good luck this year.
Thank you, Peter.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.